And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
Hey, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We got Bruce Woodburn joining us, Cross Country Mortgage, the loan arranger. We're going to talk about historical rates and things that happened 25 years ago this week. We have Will Mitchell joining us as well, AIBot.io. We're going to talk with him here on the program coming up here in just a minute. Got the latest stats from the Realtor Board as well, Pinellas County real estate listings. We're going to dive into that, give you a real estate update here, and a market update from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And before we do, we want to plug one of our sponsors here. We got our restaurant partner, Brio Tuscan Grill, the official restaurant partner in Tampa for the Consumer Quarterback Show. They're offering their new Pronto Lunch. It's a delicious lunch menu at an equally appetizing price, $12.95 menu items, and they've got some really good stuff on there. You got flatbreads, pastas, enchilada, chicken Caesar salads, all types of good stuff from 11 to 3. They've got live music going on as well. Hit them up on their website. Talk to Chef Oscar Ramirez and the general manager over there. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Excellent food, delicious food, wonderful ambiance, and a very friendly wait staff. Brio Tuscan Grill, official restaurant partner, right there at the International Plaza Mall in Tampa. All right, a couple of hot listings. 221 Howard Drive. Beautiful $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. This one's $2.75 million, and it is on deep water access to the Gulf of America. 5 bedrooms, 3 bath, 3,500 square foot single family home, exclusive Bel Air Beach location, gorgeous 3-island kitchen with Thermador appliances. You have a saltwater pool, 100 feet of linear water frontage on deep water access there. 1 block to the beach, Sugar Sand Beaches, Dolphin-filled waters, Pinellas County, 221 Howard Drive, Bel Air Beach, Florida. Another beautiful listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. All right, we got a beautiful listing here at 16625 Goose Ribbon Place in Waimama. This is a smart home. It's a 322, 1844 square feet, and it is a beautiful property. You got a great community here as well. Resort-style Crystal Lagoon, a shimmering multi-acre aquatic paradise. Beautiful property. You have volleyball courts, nature trail, dog parks, and a vibrant clubhouse right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. This one's Hillsborough County, 16625 Goose Ribbon Place in Waimama. Great opportunity. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Bruce Woodburn, welcome back to the show, sir.
All right, the Loan Arranger here, man. I love those listings. Love that listing that you got, that deep water access. That is a beautiful listing. I might have to take a look at that one myself. And then you got a property in Waimama. You know why Waimama? Because Mama's always right. That's why Waimama.
Mama's always right.
Mama's always right.
Mama's
That's
in
right.
the kitchen cooking something up to fry.
I was so curious because, rates did not get better this week, okay? They didn't get better. They didn't get a lot worse, but they really kind of stayed steady. It was a rocky week, but, the end of the week started to turn out a little bit better, but the average 30-year rate right now, according to Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, is 6.89% with 1 point. That's the average rate across the country. So 15-year is about 6.01. But I was looking back, and I went, well, who's buying houses now as a first-time home buyer? You'd be like 25 years old, right? So that would be 1990. So I looked at 1990 rates. You know what 1990 rates were?
No. What are they?
No, excuse me, not 1990, 2000. 2000. I apologize. 25 years ago. 8.63%. 8.63%. You know what they were 30 years ago? So if you're a 30-year-old,
they're getting up there.
7.86%.
Okay.
Unbelievable. So now you are better than a point better than they were 30 years ago. You're 2 points better than they were 25 years ago. So when you look back at history and we think of these rates as being high, they're not high, folks. They're lower than the average. So you go back in history and look at that. Now, here's the problem. People are feeling the affordability factor right now. And when you mix that in with inflation, by the way, did you know that inflation has dropped during the Trump administration to the lowest it's been since 2021?
Yes.
February 2021. Inflation now has dropped. It was 1.68. It's 2.4. So things are getting better. They're getting better, and it takes time. You can't have this guy fix the whole worldly problems in one day, but he's doing a heck of a job faster than anybody I could ever imagine. And you know what? I'm seeing some opportunities because right now we're considered a balanced market. That means there's an equal amount of buyers to there are sellers. However, I'm seeing more of a buyer's opportunity from my standpoint than I am a seller's opportunity. So it's okay to sell. It's a great time to buy. They have so much more inventory. Sellers are willing to work some deals right now. I'm seeing all kinds of great things happening. And then you've got, you know what's happening in July, right? You know what's going on in July?
4th of July.
And I don't mean July 4th, our birthday. In July, we haven't got the date yet, but the state of Florida is coming back out with Hometown Heroes. Now, they are in debate. The Senate and the House are in debate whether it's going to be $50 million or $100 million. Now, if you recall, the last time we got $100 million, you know how long that lasted? You know how long it lasted?
It went pretty fast, right? 2 or 3 months?
45 days. 45 days is all that $100 million. So if we only get $50 million, it'll be gone in a week and a half to 2 weeks.
But what does that mean, Bruce? What does that mean for people? How can they access this money, and what is the actual...
So first of all, that's a great question, Brandon. Yeah. So first of all, it is for first-time home buyers. It's called Hometown Heroes, but you don't any longer have to be a hero, meaning a first responder, a teacher, a veteran. Now, you can still get it, and it's still available for them. But now anyone that's a first-time home buyer, and a first-time home buyer, in their opinion, means you have not owned a primary residence and occupied it as a primary residence for 36 months. So if you and Billy Bob got divorced or separated and he kept the marital house and you moved out and you've been out for 36 months and prove it, you're a first-time home buyer in the eyes of Hometown Heroes, and you can get up to $35,000. Minimum is $10,000. Bare minimum is $10,000. $35,000. Government assistance, down payment assistance, and the problem with most down payment assistance programs is people make too much money to qualify for it because there's income limits. This one, you can make up to like $144,000 in most counties, where if you look at Pinellas County and Hillsborough County, your limitations are like $69,000 for household. Well, you can't buy anything at $69,000 income.
Yeah.
But you can, and you can get up to $35,000. But here's the deal. It's only going to last for a very short period of time. So you've got to have your loan fully approved. You can't wait till July to start. You have to start now. Go to WeBringYouHome.com or call my office. We'll take your application on Zoom, over the phone, any way you want it. Come see us. 813-213-4009 or go to WeBringYouHome.com. I'll get you fixed up so that when they become available, Brandon and his buyers team can go lock in a property for you because you can't secure the funds unless you're under contract and fully approved for your mortgage.
Yeah.
And that's how you get it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Bruce Woodburn here on the show with us, Cross Country Mortgage, the loan arranger. I'm your host, Brandon Rimes. Now, Bruce, I got some stats here for Pinellas County. I just singled out townhomes, condos this time. So this is Pinellas County year over year. I want to look at the inventory changes year over year, right? That's going to tell us a story. That's going to paint a picture for us. So new listings are actually down from April of 2025 to March of, I'm sorry, this is for month over month. So new listings are down 5.9%. Active listings are up. Here's the big one. The median sales price, $282,500. That's for townhomes, condos in Pinellas County. And then you also look at this one. This is a key metrics. Price reduced. 62% of the sales had price reductions. Okay, so that's telling you that days on market are up. Let's look at median days on market, 64 days. So days on market are up, month over month change.
That's a curious number because you have to realize that you're giving them a segment of the market that are condos and townhomes.
Yep.
Now, I view condos and townhomes as a completely different product because a condominium has to meet condominium requirements, where a townhome, which is really considered the same as a single-family residence, has less restrictions on mortgages.
Yeah.
So townhomes are a whole different animal than condos. And your condos, because of the collapse in that building in, I forget, was it 2001, I think it was, where 97 people lost their lives in Miami, they have changed the condo restrictions. And these condominiums have to have higher reserves, and a lot of them aren't meeting it. And if you can't meet it, then it's hard to get a mortgage in there,
right,
and therefore the values are declining. Now, here's my opinion. I think that's going to get fixed. I don't think it's a long-term problem. It will eventually get fixed. So there may be some buying opportunities for some condos.
Yeah,
really
yeah, exactly. I mean, you might be able to get some good Airbnbs there. You know, those are the properties that people really like to do the short-term rentals on. So there's opportunity there. I think that's a bigger point, right? There's opportunity in every market. Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show, Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger. Work with us. We're going to work together. We work together as a team. Our teams work together, and we're going to help you, position you to win, as we say, in any marketplace, whether it's the condo marketplace, whether it's a commercial loan,
single-family,
residential, single-family. Yep, that's right.
Oceanfront, that nice, beautiful, deep water listing you got. And don't forget to tell your listeners, Brandon, that we can help anybody in any state. You and I have a transaction going on in the Midwest right now in Kansas. So you can help anyone in any state. I can help them in any state. We are here as a full-service real estate and mortgage. We can help all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever you're looking to do, buying, selling, investing, refinancing, we want to talk to you. We greatly appreciate all of the business, all the show listeners. We've had an uptick in calls lately for folks reaching out. We're buying houses cash. I mean, there's so many different ways we help you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Bruce, there's also an opportunity for investors right now.
Absolutely. Because of the inventory being up, sellers are willing to work more deals. More investors are jumping in. So I'm doing DSCRs for a lot of investors that don't want to supply their tax returns. That's a debt service coverage ratio loan where I don't have to verify your income as long as the rent you're going to receive on the property is equal to the mortgage payment. That's all you need for income. That's it. And then self-employed people, bank statement programs. I'm helping a lot of folks buy property. I just closed on 2 properties in Daytona. And believe it or not, I got a really good deal, and I got the seller to pick up closing costs for me, and they're going to produce some good rent. So there's opportunities all over the state right now, Brandon, and I don't think buyers really are aware of what an opportunity it is because a lot of them are still in fear of that rate, thinking it's going to drop. I don't think it's going to drop anytime soon, guys. I just don't. I don't. So if you're going to take advantage of it, you either do it now or you're going to sit on the sidelines and watch the rest of us make money because there's money to be made. Even Warren Buffett saying jump in right now. Now are the opportunities. So there's opportunities to buy right now. Investors, first-time home buyers, move-up buyers, keep the house you want that you got a 3% rate on and turn it into a rental property and let Brandon go find you a new one that meets your family needs. That's what you need to do, but you got to keep moving, keep the real estate coming along. I made more money in real estate than I could have ever saved in my 401k.
Right.
I mean, it's literally created wealth for me, and I love helping people. And you joined me in one of my classes that we did last month.
Very informative.
And turned out great. Yeah, absolutely.
Enjoyed it. Yep. Here's an interesting headline too. Mansion sales are booming as the rich seek shelter from trade war fallout. Real estate is safer is basically what they're saying. The article comes down. It says sales of home prices at $10 million and above shot up recently, according to Wall Street Journal data. And I'm going to go, and they're talking about how it's kind of like you just mentioned, a safe haven, right? It's a safe haven. The U.S. housing market remains largely frozen, but mansions have been hot lately as wealthy Americans turn to high-end properties amid market volatility and uncertainty in the economy. Los Angeles County, for example, totaled 160, up 29% for same year over year. Beverly Hills,
kidding.
Manhattan, and it goes Palm Beach as well have surged 50% to 18 homes. So yeah, in Aspen, Colorado. So they're looking for that safe haven to take the money out of this volatile stock market, and they're saying, hey, I don't want to buy gold, I don't want to buy Bitcoin. I'm going to put it in real estate. So when the wealthy are doing that, that gives you a hint that we can all follow that same strategy, Bruce.
Absolutely, and that's a smart thing to do. And when you look at California, we follow their trend 10 to 15 years after them. So whatever they're doing, whatever their prices are now, if you went back 10 to 15 years here, you'd find that their prices are close to what ours are here. So You follow that trend. So when you find properties that are going on average for $1 million, my brother closed in a condo in Manhattan Beach. It's a little condo for $1.8 million for a little bitty condo.
Yeah.
You're going to see that in Tampa, folks. You're going to see that all over the coast. Florida is still a huge buying opportunity. Don't miss out on it, folks. Don't miss out on it.
That's right.
This is not a sales pitch. It is the real deal. Get in and get yourself a piece of the pie. If I can help you, I'd love to help you with your mortgage. Got the best mortgages, the largest retail lender in the country. You can call me directly at 813-213-4009 or WeBringYouHome.com. Brandon and I will take great care of you. You got the two teams right here. The quarterback and the fullback right here.
I love it. All right, Bruce Woodburn, Cross Country Mortgage, the Lone Ranger. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you for all you do for our community, too.
Absolutely. My pleasure. All right. Hey, quick break. Right back. We're going to talk more about the real estate market. Also, Hero Gamer thwarts attack on California school by reporting teens discussing bombing intentions online. Interesting story, and it leads to that thought of, what do they say? See something, say something. You gotta speak up if you hear some crazy stuff going on out there, because believe me, people are crazy, like the Billy Currington song, right? Some people are crazy. All right, quick break, right back.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. Did you know that we buy houses cash? We will close quickly and give you a fair offer on your home or residential properties, even commercial properties, and we will give you a fair cash offer, close quickly, and be diligent when you're shopping these types of scenarios, because a lot of the wholesalers, the flippers out there, they will sign you up on an as-is contract, and they will shop that contract and try to find a buyer, but they may not find the buyer, and they won't close. So this is Brandon Rhymes, 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com. Brandon Rhymes, we buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our No Money Down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at KW.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Ours Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com.
Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here in studio, talking about real estate, talking about the market, helping you win in any marketplace, and helping you as a consumer advocate, also as a real estate team. My wife Lindsay and I own a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. We always help our sellers sell faster for more money. Maximizing the exposure on the sale of our real estate listings. That's our highest duty to our sellers, is to maximize that exposure, get you more exposure from a buyer listing side to expose it to the buyers. Of course, international traffic through international. Keller Williams International is our luxury brand, Luxury International as well. So what happens is maximum exposure leads to a maximum profit, shorter marketing period, helping you win in any marketplace. All right, a couple of hot listings here. We'll jump into it, and then we'll get right back into it. We got a property on Old Sycamore. This one's in Land O'Lakes, property on Old Sycamore Loop, Land O'Lakes. 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. You've got 46 square foot single-family home, lighter color bathrooms and kitchen cabinetry there. Huge backyard, fenced-in backyard there, and a great opportunity to buy real estate in Land O'Lakes, Florida, right there at 10711 Old Sycamore Loop. All right, let's take a look at our property. Let's look at another listing. I want to talk about a land listing here because we do list vacant land as well, commercial properties, and we've got a property at 5274 Miller Bayou Drive. This one is on the waterfront. Beautiful property on the waterfront there in Port Richey. This is a 1/4 acre lot, water on both sides, on 2 sides there, access to the Gulf of America, and you are right there close to Martha's Vineyard subdivision of Port Richey. Great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got a feel-good story of the day. I want to jump into this feel-good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so this is pretty cool. You got a gamer. You know how the kids are doing gaming online. Back then, back when I was a kid, we'd play in the same room with the person. Now you got the internet connecting people. But the headline is Hero Gamer Thwarts Attack on a California School by Reporting Teens Discussing Bombing Intentions Online. So for years, violent games, video games were blamed for encouraging aggression in teens. But a recent case in California shows the opposite. A teenage gamer from Tennessee overheard 2 fellow gamers discussing a planned attack on Evergreen Middle School. The pair, 14 and 15, even sent photo of themselves dressed like the Columbine shooters. Thanks to the teens' report, authorities found guns, explosives, and a manifesto outlining the plan to kill over 100 people. The suspects are now in juvenile detention. Officials praised the gamer as a hero for his quick thinking and courage, saying his actions likely saved many lives. So yeah, it reminds me, Dave, of that, that whole thing of, helping law enforcement out by, if you see something, say something, right?
Absolutely.
So many times people see something or they might overhear something, but they say, that can't be true, or they just kind of brush it off as, not a big deal.
They can't be everywhere at the same time.
Right. Yeah, so what a cool story, man. Gamers helping save lives. I mean, you never know. These guys, they sometimes will take it, and to find that stuff in the house, it's like, wow, okay, they had the means as well as the intention. Mm-hmm. So that equals a crime, I guess, in their books, right?
Could have been a very bad day for sure.
It would have been. Yep. All right, so we always help you in your real estate deals. Now, I want to talk about 100% financing for business owners. I think a lot of times business owners don't realize that you can get 100% financing, and it's a really cool program that we work with our friend Andrew QB on. So if you're a business owner, for example, let's say you own a business, you're in a strip mall, but you're paying rent. You're paying $3,500, $5,500 a month, whatever, and up. We see where we're saving a lot of people tremendous amount of money, not only on their monthly payments, but also the ability to have tax deductions. Now you own the real estate, so now you're building a legacy. So when you have those 100% financing options, you're able to buy a building. You own the building now, and you're building that legacy. You're taking advantage of equity pay down, appreciation on the building, whereas if you just continue to rent, you're paying your landlord's mortgage. Reach out to the hotline. We'd love to talk to you about that. 813-917-1894. Call or text the show hotline, 813-917-1894. And we're going to take a quick break. Right back. Will Mitchell in studio with us. PRBot.AI. Really cool technology that he's developed. He's the CEO and founder right here, local entrepreneur right here in Pinellas County, Florida. Will Mitchell coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show online at consumerqb.com. Please follow us on our socials as well, at Brandon Rimes 1, at CQB Show. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Work Done, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show hosted by my man, Brandon Rimes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're going to talk about the economy, going to talk about some PR. How about some PR? We got PRBot.AI. Founder and CEO Will Mitchell in studio with us. We're going to talk entrepreneurship here with Will coming up here in just a moment. Quick shout out to our friends over at Patriot Mobile. Check out our friends Patriot Mobile online, patriotmobile.com/consumerqb. That Consumer QB gets you the discounts through the Consumer Quarterback Show. That's patriotmobile.com. Consumer QB. Patriot Mobile, mobilizing freedom, America's only Christian conservative wireless provider, and partners with the Consumer Quarterback Show. So we greatly appreciate everybody that uses our code there with Patriot Mobile. All right, a couple of hot listings here, and we'll jump right into it. We always like to feature our listings on air. Our strategy helps us sell faster for more money. 2547 Lexington Oak Drive. We have a beautiful townhome available. This is a gated community. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bath, 1-car garage, 17 square feet, new flooring, fresh carpet throughout. This home is staged. It looks beautiful. I love that kitchen with the island there, stainless steel appliances, awesome community pool as well. Some awesome weekend time there, I'm sure. You have EV charger as well in the garage, so you're already set up there if you have that EV system for your car. Located just minutes from top-rated schools, popular dining spots, and endless shopping opportunities. Whole house water filtration. This has a lot of updates, a lot of upgrades, too many to list here on the show. 3-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2547 Lexington Oak Drive, Brandon, Florida. Another one of our hot real estate listings from the Platinum MVP team. All right, we also have a property here at Rio de Janeiro. Owner motivated. We just did a $50,000 price improvement at Rio de Janeiro Avenue. This one's in Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte, Florida. 2,574 square feet, 4-bedroom, 3-bath, highly sought after Deep Creek community. You have the metal roof, gorgeous metal roof, 2023 pool and spa package there in the back, screened-in pool. Great opportunity to own real estate in Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda area, 1161 Rio de Janeiro Avenue. Another one of our hot listings. We got about 50 current listings with the Platinum MVP team. We can help you with your buying, selling, investing, refinancing, and check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Will Mitchell, welcome in, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. It's something to watch you work here. You're a realtor, entrepreneur, radio host. You're jumping back and forth.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. We've got a great team behind us as well. Awesome producers helping us, making us look good here. Try to help us make us look good here. So appreciate that. All right, so PRBot.AI, what is it all about?
Yeah, so this is one of my first big startups in the AI space. So I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, but mostly in e-commerce and Amazon and all these direct-to-consumer brands. And I was getting pretty bored with it, and I was looking for like that second career, that next big spark. And the AI stuff just completely absorbed me. I think maybe 2 years ago now is when I really first started getting into it. About a year ago, it really started to accelerate, and I kind of saw the vision, and I was like, oh man, this is going to disrupt everything. And yeah, this PR thing was like one of the first things that I personally applied it for myself. It's all about taking incoming journalist requests and just automatically replying to them and having that negotiation to get your placement in, a lot of different media, blogs, podcast interviews, but also Inc., Forbes, all the big media publications as well.
Yeah.
So ran it for myself for a while, kept telling people about it, and they're like, dude, I got to have that. So slowly expanded it, and now open to the public, and anyone can use it.
I love that, man. I love that because I've paid PR companies or PR agents over the years, and it's $500 a month. You can spend endless on it. But it's essentially, hey, you're trying to get on other radio shows or trying to get plugged into some podcasts, and like you said, getting ink on some papers and magazines. That's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially journalists at especially the bigger publications. I think people underestimate just how many deadlines they're under and how much content they have to pump out.
Right.
And they have requirements on their content. A lot of times it's, you have to have 3 industry experts and quotes from X number of people. So when people are, hours away from a deadline, that's like our bread and butter. It's great if you have high authority already, but if you're really working to get that initial credibility and authority, this is where it's great because, journalists are going to be desperate for those quotes, and we're going to get them to them in time, and they're going to be perfect for the article.
Yeah, I love it. I get deals from the radio show. I get deals on I'm on other shows from time to time. I do a weekend show or a Wednesday morning show at 5:45 a.m., right? And that's on one of our overnight hosts. He's nationwide, nationwide show. So, I pulled deals from that. So you never know who's going to hear you. Right, when you're on radio, TV, even print today. Even though sometimes people say, print's dead. Somewhat, but sometimes you're still using those articles for other purposes. Right, I'm repurposing that. Maybe if I'm in a listing appointment, check this out. I was just featured in Florida Realtor Magazine, for example. Right, so there's a lot of different ways to use this PR.
Oh yeah, you get the credibility of being able to say featured in Forbes, featured in Inc., featured in. We've had one client get into Wall Street Journal. We've had a couple New York Times. So there's some big mentions there. But the real effect is like where this is really going to pay dividends for business owners is building up their authority with Google. When Google sees you and your name and your brand name being mentioned in all these big publications, you're going to see an increase in traffic across the entire website. Right. Not just the people searching for the brand name, but Google recognizes that and says, these guys are the real deal. Let's start giving them traffic about everything.
I like that.
Yeah.
Does Facebook pull the same algorithms and stuff like that too?
A lot of the same algorithms, but right now we're really focused on the Google organic traffic play and the Google authority play. Where we want to expand to is getting more into the podcast interviews, sourcing those for people, speaking gigs, eventually TV, like actual TV appearances.
Yep.
All of these content creators are desperate for collaborators, people to help them actually create this great content. And the higher up you go, sometimes you'll be watching CNBC or something about something you're familiar with, and you're like, oh, these guys actually don't know what they're talking about. Because they got to flip subjects so much. So, really just becoming an asset for these journalists and these media creators and making sure that you're available and have the right quote at the right time, and they'll put it in.
Yeah, I love that. All right, we're talking, if you just joined us, Will Mitchell in studio with us. PRBot.AI, PRBot.AI. Check out his site there, and he's got me on the site as well. We're signed up on that, so I'm excited to see. We're relatively new sign up on that, so I'm excited to see how that plays out. Really cool stuff happening, in that space, and it's like you say. I've seen some real estate people talking on, and I'm like, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Barbara Corcoran comes to mind. Some of these different people. You've got the Kiyosakis and these people, and that's how they captured it. Even our president, Donald Trump, he was a master at PR, right? Early on in his career, he was a master at getting in front of the media, staying in front of the media. And, I think that's a key component.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Still to this day, some of the 4D chess that you see some of these guys pull off is pretty incredible. So,
right.
Yeah, knowing how to use the media to your advantage and how to use the media to build up a persona, a public persona.
Yep.
That's still key. I think with AI and everything, it becomes more important because it's going to be more difficult for people to know what's real and what's not. Right. Content coming out of some random faceless brand is just going to be more and more worthless. Whereas if you're a personal brand, they know who's saying it. They know a consistent voice over time. They know what your opinions are.
Right.
That's what AI is going to have a tough time ever replacing is personal brands and just people.
Yeah, and you see some of these fakes on TV, or on the internet now. You see on YouTube or LinkedIn or YouTube, et cetera. You find, to be like Elon Musk saying something and his mouth's moving, but the words aren't matching up. And he's promoting, I use this and I use this particular product and I use that. Have you seen those fakes?
Oh, yeah.
So is that what you're referring to? Like to have that brand where they know, hey, this is a brand and I can tell this is authentic.
I think there is something really interesting that happened in the last 10 years or so with Elon Musk specifically, because at one point 10 years ago, Elon wasn't the star of the show. It was Tesla. It was his companies. Mm-hmm. And sometime over the past, this whole, he bought Twitter and he kind of became something bigger than any of his companies.
Yep.
And yeah, that's where I think people are going to have to start to transcend more and more is that. But yeah, to your point, like there's so many scams in this world, in this AI world that's coming in. Google just had their big announcement a few days ago called VO is their new video creation thing.
Okay.
And that one can actually sync up voices with like lips and mouth motions.
Oh boy.
So now people are literally pumping out videos of like random people actually singing and saying things.
Right.
And it all matches. And yeah, so it's moving quick. Like a year ago, you remember those Will Smith videos with the spaghetti, and it was like terrifying. It was, you know, it's like out of a horror film. So yeah, in just a year, we've gotten to a point where we couldn't even get them eating spaghetti to now they're having full conversations. You just can't even imagine where it's going to be in like 10 years.
Right. Yeah. The speed of change is the constant change that you find in business. And if you're a business owner out there, you're getting left behind. If you're not taking advantage of AI and you're not taking advantage of, you know, some of the simplest things that are out there, we see it in real estate. It seems like real estate and mortgage and, you know, attorneys, personal injury attorneys, for example, you know, we have to be on the cutting edge of marketing because there's so much business, there's so much competition happening. So we have to, you know, adapt and be ready for that change faster than some other industries, you know, for example, a painting company or something like that.
Oh, absolutely. Especially like getting to know you, like I just said, you're wearing so many different hats to get these listings sold and get the whole pipeline for your clients. So yeah, it's amazing to see. I think people underestimate how much real estate really turns into entrepreneurship, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, you mentioned before, too, that you were involved. So we're talking with Will Mitchell here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. PRBot.AI is his company. He's the CEO and founder. You mentioned that you were your other business was e-commerce. So it's kind of interesting. I have a story I pulled down here. Amazon not hurt by tariffs. It says Amazon shoppers haven't cut their spending despite uncertainty around tariffs. CEO Andy said Wednesday, nor are average prices on the site gone up in any meaningful way. So I think a lot of that was the stop, like you said, the 4D chess with Trump. You know, it's like, hey, we're going to put 150% tariffs on, and then he backed it down, right? So it's kind of like negotiation 101: start high, back down, and then they put a pause on them. So what's your thoughts around tariffs and the whole Amazon story?
Yeah, my whole career really got started importing from China. So I know a ton of people that are still importing. You know, their entire business comes from China, and it's been really interesting to see. You know, I thought it was going much worse than it ended up going, because like you said, at one point this was spiraling and every day the markets were collapsing.
Yes.
At one point I'm pretty sure we were talking about 245% tariffs at one point.
Yeah.
That one never got put through, I think.
Yeah.
But you know, to the current administration's credit, they recognized what was happening, and all of my friends that import from China were freaking out. There was a few days there where they were like, we're going out of business. We don't know what to do. They're calling everyone, trying to, you know, exactly what they were trying to incentivize, calling U.S. manufacturers, trying to move manufacturing. Now that the trade deal is getting ironed out, and you see the administration, we had 145% tariffs, but they actually have some type of program now where people that were subject to those tariffs can get refunded on the tariffs that they paid. So the question is, like, did they plan this from the start, or was this kind of papered over as things fell apart? We'll never know. That's like the 4D chess of it, right? But but I will say there was a couple weeks there where it looked like it was catastrophic, and now we've seen the administration offer a lot of this tariff refund program, and you know, they kind of lined up the dates properly where people weren't too affected by it. So yeah, it seems like we're doing pretty well right now.
I think we're moving in the right direction, no doubt. And, you know, we have $36 trillion debt, $2 trillion annual deficit, and the tax bill adds on to that, I think, around $500 billion on top of that. But, you know, with Moody's downgrading the U.S. debt last week, you know, it's an interesting place to be. But, you know, I think if you look at it, if you're still looking on a global scale, the United States economy is still the cleanest shirt in the dirty laundry, so to speak. You're still going to be investing here. People want access to our markets, and now we've got the king of all negotiators negotiating deals for us, and his whole cabinet is just awesome. I mean, look at the cabinet compared to the previous cabinet. I mean, we had a bunch of losers in there, and now we've got winners that know how to win. They know how to negotiate deals, and it's going to be great for the American people.
And they know how to communicate this message. There was one point where they really weren't communicating it very well, what was going on. But if you go listen to the podcast interviews that Scott Besson's done
Yes.
and Howard Lutnick,
Yes.
You can listen to Trump, rant and rave about tariffs on stage, and if you really know about tariffs, you're like, I'm not sure this is a good idea. But if you go listen to the guys that actually put together this entire plan,
Yes.
Scott Besson and Howard
Navarro.
Lutnick are incredibly smart, successful people.
Yeah.
So I give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm not smarter than them, and they're brilliant with what they're planning and how they've figured out like the logistics of this. So I think people get scared at the simplified messaging at the top.
Right.
But if you go a couple layers deep and actually listen to these guys do their long-form podcasts, which really no administration has ever done. We've never had cabinet members coming out and saying, here's exactly what we're doing. Ask me questions for an hour and a half and let's talk about it.
Transparency.
That's like revolutionary. So, there's so many revolutionary things happening in the U.S. The one thing we can be confident of is it's an America First administration.
That's right.
So if you were a fan of investing in America before, it's tough not to be a bigger fan now, even though there's some uncertainty. But the uncertainty brings a risk premium and gives you a little bit of a discount,
Yeah, and look at the previous administrations allowing Chinese to buy our farmland. I mean, things close to military bases, things like that. These things were happening for decades, and it doesn't matter which side of the aisle, Bush's, Clinton's, you name both sides of the aisle. So now we're getting that transparency, we're getting these deals put in place, and the economy, I think, is just going to be booming a year from now. I mean, look back a year from now, we're all going to be happy. Quick break, right back. More with Will Mitchell here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. PRBot.AI is his company. ConsumerQB.com is where you can find all of our information. We'd love to talk to you. Buying, selling, investing, refinancing. We buy houses cash as well. ConsumerQB.com. Quick break, right back.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Blue Moon Estate Sales of Pinellas County for all of your estate sale needs. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. Reach out to Jennifer. Tell her you heard about her here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. BlueMoonEstateSales.com. And stop by their store, the Blue Moon Store, at 1479 South Belcher in Largo. 1479 South Belcher in Largo. And that's BlueMoonEstateSales.com. SJ Movers and Junk Removal, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. 727-717-0846 for all your moving and junk removal. 727-717-0846. SJ Movers and Junk Removal. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing, we would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, we appreciate you spending some time on the Consumer Quarterback Show, especially everybody that's reaching out to the show hotline, supporting our expert contributors. You know, we've got 80 different categories of consumer advocates here with all types of great home service providers, boats, autos, jets, pilots. We got all types of ways we help you. CPAs, financial advisors, all different types of attorneys associated with the show. So think of us as the hub of your financial will. Each one of those spokes extending out, representing another one of our on-air expert contributors, business partners right here in Tampa Bay. Call the hotline. We'd love to connect with you. Hit us up on the website, consumerqb.com. You can also submit your questions if you'd like us to read your question on air. consumerqb.com. Just submit the email form, and we'll make sure we get right back to you before our head hits the pillow. All right, a couple of hot listings here, and then we'll jump right back into this with Will Mitchell in studio with us. He's an entrepreneur and CEO, founder, PRBot.AI, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, let's look at one of our listings here. We've got a property at 5407 County Road 125 in Wildwood. This is compliments of Jamie on our team. She is a great agent. She does a great job out there working hard for her clients, getting those properties sold, hosting open houses. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 14 square foot single family home. Love the backyard here. Look at the backyard view. You're on the golf course overlooking those beautiful ancient oaks. Lighter color kitchen cabinetry, stainless steel appliances. This is a large home, beautiful home here at 5407 County Road 125 in Wildwood, Florida. You can see all of our listings, platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
All right, Will Mitchell in studio with us. PRBot.AI is the company, and let's talk a little bit more about PR. I mean, are you landing some deals? Or have you seen some of your folks getting some pretty good write-ups?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have been kind of in a beta mode for about 6 months now, so those clients have been rocking and rolling, and I've been running it up for myself for about a year. Great results. And just publicly launched about 2 weeks ago. So just letting in kind of anyone at this point. Before it was kind of invite only. The results have been incredible. So already, I think right now our top account has a 14% backlink placement rate. So out of every right now he has 14 pitches sent out, and he's got 2 that are already on the way to be published. So
nice.
So it's going to vary a little bit, but yeah, I mean the results are pretty incredible and blew us away. So yeah, we're really excited to continue to expand it and get into different niches and just help more people out with it.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy to sign up. You throw some basic information in, and the bots go to work.
Yep, and we're building more and more AI into that sign-up process as well. So like right now, you have to give us your kind of resume. In the future, we'll have it just go out and scrape your LinkedIn and your website and kind of put that together. And so yeah, just constantly improving it. It's funny you mentioned though the number one pushback we have is the bad experiences that people have had with other PR agencies,
right,
which are typically very expensive. We've seen people that have come in and say, "Man, I've paid $2,500 a month, $3,000 a month for this type of service, and got absolutely nothing out of it, not a single placement." So people are pretty impressed to see, you're paying a deep fraction of that price,
right,
and getting the results that you were actually wanting to get with a real hands-on PR agency. So it's been good.
And we have a code for the quarterback show, is that right? For
yeah,
our
absolutely.
Audience?
If you go to PRBot.AI/QB20, that should take you right there, and I'm sure we'll try to add it in the show notes or something as well. That'll give you 20% off for life for any sites you want to add, profiles you want to add. It'll always be 20% off for life if you use that code.
Sweet. I like it. So PRBot.AI. Code is one more time.
QB20.
QB20.
For the
awesome.
Consumer Quarterback Show, which I have to say is an incredible brand name. It just rolls off the tongue. It's good. Nothing like a good, strong brand.
Appreciate that. Being the quarterback on the team, the metaphor there to be that quarterback on the real estate transactions, of course.
I didn't even catch the metaphor. I was just thinking of how well it flowed off the tongue. It's nice and short. So there's a whole nother angle.
Thank you much. Yeah, appreciate that. Final thought, man. Back to you, Will Mitchell, CEO, founder, PRBot.AI.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, final thought, I should probably, push the PR platform, but honestly, my final thought and advice for people out there is just start playing with AI. Like whether it's signing up, my service is essentially, a platform built on top of a lot of different AI actions taking place. But the basis of understanding that and the basis of building something like that and really making sure that you don't get left behind in what's about to happen.
Right.
This is the internet, but bigger. Phones were big and the internet built on, phones and computers were big, internet built on that. This is the next exponential jump. So whether it's PRBot.AI or something else, just make sure you guys don't get left behind by this because it's going.
That's right. You got to be an early adapter and jump in there and make it happen. Thanks for coming in, Will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me,
Thanks for
Brandon.
that coupon code, QB20.
Yep, definitely.
All right. Hey, another great show. We want to thank all of our producers. We want you to go out there and please consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you stop by and check us out at consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.